こんにちは、さくらこです。普段はニューヨークからお伝えしているんですが、今日はたまたま日本の神戸からお伝えしています。人生は思い込み、いや本当とするならば、ネガティブな思い込みをして、たとえそれが真実に近かったとしても、それで自分が苦しむよりもポジティブな思い込みをして、ちょっとおかしくてもでそうやっていく方が人生がぜん楽しくなっちゃうよという生き証人で、それが偶然起こったことではなくて、これをうまい具合にね使っていけるなっていうのが分かって、他のことにも使い出したらもうどんどん楽しくなってきちゃったので、今日はそんなお話。最近の私というのは本当の自分っていうのの声をずっと聞いて、その通りに動いていたら、なんか気がついたら、なんだ私は表現者だったのかということに気がつきまして、いろんなチャンスをいただいてというか、面白いことになってきてます。例えば去年2018年の秋には自分で書いた、ワンウーマンショーをやりました。ちょっとこんな感じ、10秒ほど。Here's to life, dreamers and the dream. いや、歌ってましたね。ちょっとミュージカル風のショーになったんですけど、それは私が歌が上手いからではなかったんです。なぜかというと、私なんか本当に声が低いですし、音程は別に音痴ではないんですけど、なんか歌ってる声がよろしくない。ということでカラオケでも歌ったことがなかったんです。キーが低すぎて、いくらキーを変えても私に合うところまで下げると全く違う曲になっちゃうっていう感じで、もうカラオケ大嫌いだったんですね。ところがこの人に会うことでその見方が全く変わってしまったんです。彼がマイケル・ジェイコブス先生でアメリカでトップ8に入っているというね、ボイスコーチです。Did you understand what I said?
I think you said, this is my voice coach, Michael, and he is, in America, one of the top 8 vocal coaches.
Exactly.
See, I know Japanese now.
Yes, yes. ちょっと待って、そう、I asked 最初に私が来た時にね、私はどんな感じでしたかとちょっと聞いてみました。
So, it was funny. My first impression was, well, I was kind of nervous because you came in, yeah, you came in very nervous, and you kind of said, "Oh, I'm a very bad singer, and everyone always tells me I'm so bad, but I kind of want to sing." And I thought, "Oh no, this poor woman, I'm gonna have to break her heart." And then you started singing, and it was incredible. It was this really unique, low baritone rich voice.
バリトン、女なのに。Female バリトン。
Yes. And but there was this incredible musicality and depth and heart that's, I mean, rare, right? There was something, you have just a star quality, and I thought, you do, and I thought, this is so unique and unusual, right?
Really?
I thought, yeah, it's sometimes I get that feeling. It's either when people are very important and come in here and I don't quite know who they are, or when they have maybe a serious mental illness. It's the same kind of feeling. There's that kind of special energy. It turned out that you were just sort of fascinating and had that star quality. You weren't actually crazy. So that's good.
Well, I am. I think.
Maybe, but not in that way where, you know.
Important things. What you believe could be so wrong.
Yes, exactly.
Right? Because when I was a high school student, people in front of me, when I sang, she laughed. I immediately thought, oh, that's my voice, my singing. That's one thing. And another thing is, even though I was in the broadcasting field, everybody told me, why you are in this industry? Your voice is too low and too weird. And then, at this age, at this point of my life, miraculously, miracle work. Teacher came along and said, no, you can sing. And just one day, his words changed how I see myself. Just like that. I still have a kind of
Skepticism?
Skepticism. Because he's going to be a doctor in psychology.
Yes.
So he knows all about the human mind. And I think singing has really things to do with mental state, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Right?
Yeah. And
So you're just saying that just to make me practice more.
I wish I were that manipulative.
Because I thought, wow, he said all amazing things about while going downstairs. And he's, wow, that's amazing. But at the same time, maybe he just thought, so I might have some money. So long as I'm in the mood, I might keep coming back and keep paying him. Maybe that's a trick. But I thought, but so what? So what? I mean, he could be total.
I could be just a con artist the whole time. I could be. It's hard for me. I actually could be. I think I could be a lot more successful if I learned to be a better con artist. There have been a lot of people who have come here with money that I say, I don't know if I can help you. Just don't know. Although I tend to be pretty positive about my ability to help people as long as they can carry a tune. But helping someone improve and thinking that somebody has something special are two different. I'm not saying you're the greatest singer that ever lived, but you have a really special voice and instrument, and you have a special musicality. You're a great musician.
Whoa,
You know?
whoa.
I mean, you really have something
What is a
unique and special.
What is musicality?
Musicality is sort of the way that you interact with the music. So there are people that could sing exactly what's written on the page and it's very sterile, or it doesn't have the right feel to it. But you were singing What a Wonderful World, and it was just this gorgeous, rich, I mean, I'm a terrible pianist, right? And I'm playing and you're just interacting with me. We're making music. There's a difference between singing and making music, and you make music. Even when you get things wrong, even when you haven't practiced and your voice isn't in the shape that, the best shape that it's been in, you make music when you sing. And that is special and unique. Not everybody does that.
Wow.
で一瞬で思い込みを変えるというのはなかなか難しくて、やっぱり自分が信じていること、その神経回路をまた新しい神経回路に変えていかなきゃいけないので、ものすごくそれは時間がかかるとされているんですが、一瞬で変わるには自分が尊敬している人からすごくいいよって言ってもらったとかね、そういうことも大きく関係するんだそうです。このケースに関してはそれは大きかったかと思います。でもちょっとここで見てみましょう。もしかしたら私って何々かも、これがネガティブな方、私の場合だと、もしかしたら私ってとっても歌が下手なのかもってちょっと思った。でそうすると前にいるお友達が笑ったり、カラオケマシーンに点数が27点ぐらいしかもらえなかったりとか、おかしいな、そんなことでどんどん私って歌が上手くないのかも下手なのかもっていうことの証拠が集まっていくわけです。でそうするとますます信じる、ますます証拠集まるということで、もうそのことが本当に信じ込んでしまう。でそう信じ込むと、そういう人として、つまり歌が下手な人、歌が嫌いな人、歌ったら恥ずかしい人として生きてしまって早40年ぐらい経ってたわけです。それがこの先生に会うことによって、あれちょっと騙されてるかもしれないけど、でももしかしたら私、うまいかもはちょっと言い過ぎなのでちょっと無理があるけれども、そんなに下手じゃないのかも、私の声そんなに悪くないのかも、もしかしたらいいのかもなんてことをちょっと思い出すと、だんだんその証拠が集まってくる。全然そんなことを知らない人からいい声してるねなんて言われたりする。あれもう3つぐらいそういうことが重なるとパッと変わります。そうだったのかと思い込みが変わる。すると信じてることが変わって、そして歌がそこそこ歌もいけるよ、楽しいよって思っている人として生き始めたわけです。
So I still don't think I'm a good singer, but okay, I might be okay. And then that gave me a sense of freedom, and I love singing because it's fun. And then I also feel like I sort of grab something which I sort of got rid of because I thought it was a garbage. Now I just get it back to me and then cherish it, and life is good.
Well, that makes me really happy. And it's so nice because I do understand why people would have thought, oh, your voice is unusual. It is unusual, but unusual isn't bad. I understand
Back
why,
then, that
back
was-
then it was.
Again and again and again. So that became my belief.
Right. And it changed everything for you.
そして先生からも、そして自分もそう思ったし、今度のショーでは歌も歌ってねという話で、そして歌ったということです。別にお金を払って見に来てくださった方がたくさんいらしたんですけど、その歌はひどすぎるだろう、こんなのでお金を取りやがったって言って、石が飛んでくるとかいうこともなかったですし、なんか全然人生変わっちゃったということだったんです。ここまでだったら私だけの得意な例ということになるかもしれませんけれども、私ってもしかしたら何々かも、これを自分が生きやすくなるように、自分の人生が楽しくなるような、そんな何々かもに変えちゃえばいいんです。もしかしたら私って歌が好きなのかも、もしかしたら私ってこういうこと得意なのかも、もしかしたら私って実は家事が好きなのかも、もしかしたら私って実は料理得意なのかも、もしかしたら私ってなんとかって、なんかそうあれたらいいなっていうことをどんどん入れていく。するとそういう証拠が集まってくる。すると信じることが変わってくる。そうすると全然違う人として行動するようになって人生が変わる、本当に楽しくなっちゃうっていうのをね、ぜひぜひ使っていただきたいと思います。思い込みを変えて人生を変えていく、もうおまじないだと思ってください。自分のために。私ってもしかしたら何々なのかも、いいように今までをとひっくり返して使ってみる、ぜひやっていただきたいと思います。
Doesn't mean therefore now I can go and sing in a Broadway show. No, I'm not. I'm not looking at that. But at least I want to do my show again, probably next year.
Yep.
And then last one, he gave me a lot of good ideas, and the almost best parts of my show was your idea, and I hate that.
That video that I had that idea for, and you did the whole thing, and it was exactly what I
That
wanted.
was amazing.
Yeah, you did it, and I was laughing hysterically during the show, which is
People
all that
loved
matters.
it. Yeah,
Mhm.
people loved it. So thank you so much.
Of course.
So I want to improve the show. There are so many messages I want to convey, just too much. So I want to narrow down, and then now I'm asking his opinion again, and then I'm stuck. Stuck because this is based on my own story, and then each details matter for me emotionally. But for audience, it doesn't really matter. And then we should create a great story based on my story, and then conveying same message, but not necessarily sticking with the details. I totally understand. But whenever he says, I feel like something important is taken away. So I'm struggling with that part right now.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's hard, and I think the way I think about it, though, is that you don't have to give something up to do it, right? It's the idea that you're going to put together a show that can be universally appreciated based on your experiences.
That's what I want.
And you can still then subsequently put something out there that's really you storytelling, whether that's a TED Talk or you know, some sort of meet and greet where you can actually just tell your story off the cuff the way that you really enjoy and are really skilled at doing. but I think that there is something, again, really nice in your story that can be streamlined to make it even better and more effective universally for an audience.
Because why I want to do the show, something which I learned through those journey can be helpful to somebody out there.
Right.
That would be wonderful. That's the reason. So thinking that, I really should listen to you. I'm struggling right now, but I'll come to the sense.
You usually do.
I just takes time. I'm just being honest about my emotion.
No, I think it's important. It's hard, right? Like we're our own. It's your own story. It's hard to self-edit. How could you possibly be objective enough to say, oh, that detail in that moment that felt so important to me may not be the most important detail to someone else. You know?
Yes, exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
It's hard.
And the thing is, it's your overall experience. It's how your experiences have lined up over time that have led you to where you are. But the exact moment that you discovered something may not line up with most of other people, but your experience is so universal. It just could be that that particular detail that seemed like it was important to you to get there isn't a universal detail. So it seems what I'm still trying to discover and learn in my life, which is, you know, how to love yourself, how to be happy, to just feel contented, feel like you are enough, right? And I think so. To me, it's an important and compelling story because it's, you know, I've had lots of successes throughout my life, and I can relate to somehow it never being enough. And that seems to be a theme there. That to the outside world, it looks like you have everything and you've had everything and you've accomplished everything, you've done everything imaginable. And yet still, it doesn't feel like enough. And to go on that journey, I don't know, I think it's very important to share.
And then stupid enough or bravely enough, I'm not ready yet, but I'm going to go next journey, next and improved journey.
Yes.
With Michael.
Yes, I'll carry your umbrella.
Well, I'll do the detail about that later. Thank you so much.
Of course.
世界共通な悩みというか、そこへこう話しかけていけるような、そういうショーにしたいなってこれから思っていますので、私にとってはもう本当に大きな挑戦になりますけれども、来年のどうだろう、ニューヨークだと夏、日本は秋ぐらいでね、日本にもお邪魔したいなとも思っているので、この www.notsosuperherogirl.com ここで少しずつアップデート情報していきたいと思いますので、よかったらまた見てみてください。ありがとうございました。
Each day brings a new way to find out who you are.